For the next 7 days, I will attempt Tom Cruise's impossible motorcycle stunts. Tom does his own crazy two-wheeled tricks in just about every movie he does. He's been riding longer than I've been alive and has been trained by some of the most elite riders in the world. So I compiled a list of some of the best instructors to see if a noob like me, with no stunting experience, can learn to do these impossible acts. I watched Top Gun and some of the Mission Impossibles when I was a kid, but I didn't really keep up with the movies. It wasn't until after I started riding 8 years ago, watched Dead Reckoning in theaters, and saw him ride a motorcycle off a cliff that I started binging his movies and thought, could I do that? I've always thought of stunt riders as hooligans, but just looking into some of the insane training Tom would have to do, maybe there's a lot more to them. In a cheesy 90s scene in Mission Impossible 2, Tom Cruise's character, Ethan Hunt, goes head-to-head in a wheelie battle with the movie's main villain. So I'm here at Wheelie University in San Diego to learn how to wheelie on the same triumphs as used in that scene.
Hi, I'm Brian Steves. This is Wheelie University. We've been out here for about 11 years now, showing riders a good time, popping wheelies, and most of all, teaching them about bike dynamics, making sure that we've got a safer rider that's more in tune with the bike, and ultimately, that's a good thing.
I can't believe everyone's doing this. First lap, people are wheeling already, like immediately.
So a few things with wheelies. On the surface, they might look a little bit easy, but there's actually a lot going on. And so one of the emphasis that we put on here at Wheelie University is a lot of the safety aspects of how wheelies can go wrong. And so there's some certain things that you want to look out for. Quite a bit of wheelies will start to oscillate, not just over rotate. Oscillation is one big part of the puzzle that we help square you away here at Wheelie University.
Brian has this technology on the bike that basically helps keep these wheelies safe, so we can practice this without all crashing. And he's very private about it. So I'm the first YouTuber he has ever allowed to come out and actually film something. So it's a really, feel very lucky to be able to film this for you guys.
Cool. Turn the chop, hit. Sharp, sharp. That's fun.
I don't think I ever did your little the oscillate, not that, what's it called? The like
just
the
modulating, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I ever did that, but that was so fun.
That was good.
That was
so on
fun.
the next ones, the same thing. Pick up that acceleration a little bit faster, then get that chop going a little bit harder and start to hit that thing a little bit more.
Okay.
And then once you do hit it, let's stay on it just a little bit, let it rise.
Okay.
That was a heck of a start.
That was so fun.
Yeah, right?
That's super badass.
You just did it. What are you talking about? I haven't even done it
you're doing it afterwards. You get props.
yet. I get called badass
That's
before
right.
even doing it.
I did it first, but you're doing it after that.
So I give wheelies a 9 out of 10 on difficulty scale. I have no clue how much air I got. I know I got some, but it could be this much, it could be that much. I won't know until I see the footage. So it clearly takes a lot of finesse for timing to actually go up when you want to and control how high you go up. So props, Tom. This ain't easy, let me tell you.
But it wasn't impossible.
But it wasn't impossible. I like it. In Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, there's an incredibly technical, high-speed chasing through the mountains. So I'm here at Carolina Motorsports with Precision Track Day for the next 2 days so that I can learn how to ride like that. had completely forgotten to take into consideration was what can happen when you ride on cold tires. According to JK Law Offices, motorcycle tire rubber interfaces with road surfaces best when the surface of the tire is around 135 degrees Fahrenheit, or 57 degrees Celsius. That day, I did not have tire warmers, and the temperature was around 48 degrees Fahrenheit, or 9 degrees Celsius. And exactly what you might have expected would happen on cold tires happened.
Thank you. Damn, first turn.
Oh, I'm just gonna get it over.
So we just started and I literally low-sided in the first turn. So embarrassing. Bike was down. Suit's a little bit mixed. Of course I get hit, not on the puck. But hopefully a couple things broke off the bike, but hopefully I can keep going. I don't know.
What kind of lesson did we learn?
I don't know. Cold tires? I hope that's all it was. I hope it wasn't my fault. Because if it was, that was embarrassing. I probably got, it was literally the first turn.
At least you got it out of the way.
Like, do you even know what happened? It's like,
You're the first person to do it, so.
I know, I'm surprised no one's reacting more.
Oh,
Because
no.
everybody's done it.
I've crashed at 100 miles an hour. I've crashed over there 2 miles an hour.
I don't want to crash another one of your bikes.
Nah, you're good. You're not even the first red flag of the day.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there's a guy in the session before you. The guy in the session before you in it new intermediate was a red flag. The first that I saw, there might be another one before that, but the first that I saw, no, I don't think it was the same place though. So you claimed the corner. You claimed the corner.
It's yours.
That corner's mine. That makes me feel a little better. So the Ninja 400 is out of commission for the moment. The peg broke off, but so did the part that attaches the peg, and that is the part that is hard to find. So he's gonna put me on an R6 for now. He's gonna see if he can find that replacement part in like a shop nearby, but I don't know, we're in the middle of nowhere. So I requested tire warmers. I mean, I'm missing a lap right now, so I'm just really bummed about that. Well, that's it for now. So yesterday I felt nothing. Last night I started to hurt a little bit, and this morning I woke up and my wrist was, I could barely get dressed this morning. So I took a couple Advil. I've been icing it. So I'm just gonna make sure I can at least use the throttle. And if I can, then I'll make sure I can at least put my suit on. But I gotta make sure I can do those things, or I don't know if I can do today. Okay. I think we're good. I can do that. That doesn't hurt.
Just the fact that Tom has done over 13,000 motocross jumps and 500 skydives just to do this one stunt we'll talk about later in the video. I couldn't find exactly how many track days Tom has done, but just knowing at how skilled he is and knowing the fact that he continued a stunt after breaking a shin one time, even though I was hurting after just one mishap, I told myself, I just knew that I bet Tom would keep going.
So I know I've been looking like the bad guys and not Tom Cruise. Well, that's because the bad guys wear full gear. And plus, you wouldn't even be allowed on this track unless you had the proper gear. But I just got approval to wear this shirt. And apparently sometimes they'll put hoodies over their one-piece suits if it's really cold out. So they're gonna let me wear this, but I just had to button it up, unlike Tom Cruise, because it's a safety issue. We don't want anything flopping around, getting caught in the bike or anything like that. So I'm about to really look like Tom Cruise.
Not only is proper cornering technique a big part of recreating that canyon chase scene Tom does, but you also have to be at high speeds to do a high-speed chase.
And by the time I got to the 200 more, I was 149, and that's when I started braking. 149 miles per hour? Yes. Holy yes.
I may have failed in the corner once, but I'm going to conquer the high-speed part.
How did that feel? That was terrifying.
We did 126 on the front straight.
No, we did not.
Yes, we did.
Are you serious?
In 4
here.
No way.
Yes, we did.
Are you lying?
I'm not. How did it feel?
Terrifying.
It's not terrifying. We'll be good. It felt good.
All right.
Carried a lot more speed.
I didn't low slide.
That is very important.
All right,
You did
cool.
really good, and you carried it through all the corners really good. We're making progress.
So Tom Cruise does not wear his helmet in like all of these shots, but unlike him, we're gonna be safe and we're gonna be safety conscious, safety oriented. So besides wearing my helmet, I also wear shatterproof sunglasses. A lot of people don't know about this, but your glasses, your sunglasses, they can shatter in an accident. And you could have a piece of glass lodge in your eye, in your skull. So I have flying eyes. They're super flexible and thin. They can fit in just about any helmet really comfortably. They come in all sorts of styles. They're shatterproof. And I have a discount code for you, Doodle10. I'll link for it down below. They also have an option now where you can try before you buy. So be sure to check that out as well.
I may have crashed in the first high-speed turn, but after conquering my fear of riding at high speeds and realizing even after a crash I could still keep going, I was feeling more confident that for the next stunt, I could ride a little bit more like Tom Cruise.
This is not easy. Like, I don't know how many track days Tom has done, but it's a lot more than 2, let me tell you. Because I'm gonna need to do this a lot more time before I start looking like him. I'd give it on the difficulty scale, 1 out of 10. I give this skill a 10.
Okay. Hey, Doodle. How's my favorite wing woman doing? I just rode my motorcycle off a cliff. Inverted.
Tom, I'm kind of busy right now.
Oh, excuse me. Well, don't lose that loving feeling.
Listen, Tom, I got something to tell you.
Oh, talk to me, Goose. Talk to me.
Wear your helmet.
Fair enough.
In Mission Impossible Fallout, Tom Cruise's character gets chased in the streets of Paris by the police. When he's speeding through the corners, he puts his foot out in the turns. And that's actually something you see in flat track racing, or something that's even covered in SoCal Supermoto. So we're here at SoCal Supermoto in California to learn a whole bunch of principles that make all kinds of this technical riding easier. Wheelies, stoppies, foot out in the turns, all of that kind of build the skills right here. I will be joined by another YouTuber today, Moto Jitsu. He has done SoCal Supermoto over 25 times, so he's gonna be giving me a lot of tips today, so I'll have my own personal tutor on track.
Here's a pro tip for the YouTube. When you're warming up your tires, you want to do lots of wheelies because the air is warmer up here than it is down there. So, just try to always keep that in mind. So I'm Brian. I started SoCal Supermoto in 2010. And honestly, our passion is just riding motorbikes. And I also found this to be just the most effective way to get people kind of safe and competent on a riding motorcycle. So our mission is really simple, is to give people the best time they've ever had on a motorbike and just make them better riders. So if you want to learn specific skills like stoppies, wheelies, just whatever, power turns, burnouts, whatever, you can certainly practice those individual skills. The way we approach it is just work on bike control. So I don't know anybody who rips on a Supermoto bike who is just good line, smooth, good brake control, good throttle control, who can't wheelie. I don't know how that exists. So yeah, you can absolutely practice those things. You can work on specific stunts. Nothing wrong with that. My approach is let's just get you really solid, really competent, really good on the track, and then you'll find you'll start doing stoppies, you'll start doing wheelies, and that stuff kind of comes through.
When your front tire hits it, then you look ahead. So when you're about 15 feet away, at the speeds you're going, 15 feet away from the X, look for the apex. 15 feet away from the apex, look for the exit.
Some hard seats. My butt hurts.
What I always tell the sport bike people, it sounds ridiculous, but basically go up to your turning point, you. Next turning point, you, and it keeps them from going like, I'm kissing the mirror now, because the big problem is they're transitioning too slow. They're not having an intentional enough turning point. It's ridiculous, but it actually works. So that's why we coach it.
We've been doing all track, all asphalt, and now the second half of the day we're gonna mix dirt and asphalt. And I think we'll be doing some jumps.
before Tom Cruise took a motorcycle off of a cliff, he practiced 13,000 motocross jumps. And we might not have time today to do 13,000 motocross jumps, but what we can do is get an intro to jumping. So that's what we were going to do next.
That was so much fun. Coach, how's I looking?
You look good, seriously. And all the mistakes you're making are super standard mistakes. So
good.
It's not like there's anything jumping out that's wrong. Basically, you always need to turn in a little bit later, transition a little bit harder, get that apex. Because there's so many times that you're like 4 or 5 feet off the apex and that's all the drive that you're missing, right? Okay. So you'd be better off going a little bit deeper, flicking it, concentrating on getting your hand over the curb so you can get that nice drive out of it. We always teach this idea of running from the cops, which is essentially riding to the traction that you have, not the surface that you're on.
That was so much fun, and especially when we got on the dirt, it really felt like we were being, like what you would do if you're being chased by a villain in some high-speed chase. That was so cool. I give SoCal Supermoto difficulty scale, I don't know, maybe not as hard as I thought, because I feel like I improved so much in just one day. So maybe like 6 out of 10 difficulty scale. But yeah, I'm definitely not at Tom Cruise level after this. I'm gonna need a few more SoCal Supermoto lessons.
I'm not done trying to train like some insane riders, so make sure you subscribe to see the next ones.
So there are 3 particular moves from the Mission Impossible movies that I haven't been able to find a particular course to learn. But Brian Garahan, professional racer and winner of over 30 national off-road events, has agreed to show me how to do them. But I only have 3 hours with him.
I'm Brian Garahan from Garahan Off-Road Training. We're out here with Caroline. She wanted to learn 3 maneuvers today. She wanted to learn the stoppie, the spinny, that'd be the burnout, kind of spin the bike around, and jumping the motorcycle. Just from watching her, I wanted to watch her go around the field, her skill level. Pretty optimistic about the skills she wants to learn today. They are higher skilled maneuvers for sure, a lot of throttle control and clutch control. So we'll see how she does. First skill we're gonna do is we're gonna just do a burnout, like a turnaround. You know, it's a great skill for off-road riding. To start with it, you're gonna have to use your friendly thing right here, the clutch.
Okay.
Clutch control.
I like my clutch.
Yep. And one of the things that people unfocus so much about the clutch is they focus so much on the first 90% that does absolutely nothing, and they don't focus on the last 10% where all the clutch action is at. Oh. To do the turnout, we're gonna have some throttle control applied with the clutch at the same time. Also holding the bike right here, so I have maximum feel with the motorcycle. And let's see if I can do it. Back the other way. Yeah.
That's cool.
Only turns unless it's leaned over. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Does that count?
That's a mark. You got a mark.
Okay.
So you're like this.
Okay.
Like away from your bike. Oh. Watch. When I'm doing it, I'm literally leaning.
It's like against that leg.
Yeah, I'm weighing it here, leaning it here, like.
Okay.
So look, I don't have to use my arms. Clutch out. Right there. You never have to pull the clutch in further than that.
Oh, okay.
Why are you controlling your speed with your clutch, not your brakes?
I'm scared of brakes.
Should I
Perfect.
use the rear brake?
Yeah, you should use both brakes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Even while I'm moving?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Just like when you drive your car
Yeah.
and you hit the brake pedal,
Uh-huh.
it doesn't just do like the rear tires or the front tires.
Yeah.
It does all four tires. People are gonna like, what is she so excited about? You know, because you catch like this much air. But like, I mean, me catching, you know, Tom Cruise jumping off a cliff is just as exciting for him as it is you catching that 3 feet of air. It is. All right, we're here for maneuver number 3, the stoppie. Yeah. Again, the stoppie's not something that you're typically gonna do, but it's actually a good skill to practice. So when you get yourself in that scenario, you know how to react accordingly. You don't over panic and overreact. In the movie, awesome scene. I think one of the best scenes there was.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
You liked it?
Yeah, I mean, it was.
I thought it was silly.
I thought it was awesome.
It was cool, but it was like, really? Is that how you really need to shoot somebody?
Besides just grabbing a lot of front brake, there's a little bit of technique to it. Let's get your feet up on the pegs. It's not about going fast. It's about just having front brake control. Focus on that traction of that motorcycle.
I'm a real rider now. Whenever I come out of a class, I'm like, okay, now I gotta practice like 8 times.
Yeah, and lots of people don't understand, like, oh, what's next? I'm like, what do you mean what's next? Like the shortstop for the Yankees didn't just do 10 grounders, do grounders for an hour and then try out for the Yankees and never do grounders again, right? Like, you did the same freaking thing for 30 years, 1,000 grounders every day, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta do the same drills every single day, the basic fundamentals every day, you know? You can't just skip over that stuff.
All right.
You have fun today?
That was so fun. I really didn't expect to be able to do any of them partially. So I'm excited I was able to kind of get a little bit each one.
What did you feel most confident in?
Most confident in maybe the stoppies.
I know, that's what I thought too, but I thought it'd be the hardest one.
Yeah, maybe stoppies. Difficulty scale 1 out of 10. I give these moves like a 9 out of 10. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be as good as Tom Cruise in just 3 hours with these 3 moves. Like, this was so hard. But I really did not expect to be able to do a stoppie at all after just an hour or so. So I'm excited about that. But everything else, like, this is hard. This is hard. Brian and Tom, they make it look so easy. It's not, let me tell you.
A perfect wheelie or a villain chase through the mountains can look so far-fetched for a regular rider. And then getting a little taste of it after just a few days, it made me wonder how many of us try something, fail, and just stop at this is hard. If the main difference between our practice jumps and Tom's cliff jump is that he did it 12,900 more times than we did, well, let's just keep jumping. Now if you'll excuse me, I've got another motorcycle legend to shadow next.